Aaron from St. Andre here. We have Mr. Titleist himself, Joey. We're at TPI in Carlsbad, California. Are we in Carlsbad?
We are. No, we're in Oceanside.
We're gonna take that again. What's up, y'all? Aaron from St. Andre here. We have Mr. Titleist himself, Joey. We are at TPI in Oceanside, California. Look at this place. It is gorgeous. It is golfer's heaven. Joey, what do you have for us today?
We are now going to take you through the long game fitting portion of this bag.
Cool.
So we're going to dive into new GT hybrids.
Awesome. Let's do it.
So this is all new product for us coming out in the spring.
Cool.
Because we have our GT lineup that you just hit in the driver. We offer it in Fairway metals as well, and now we're going to offer it in hybrids.
Huge.
So that's coming out next.
Yeah.
So this is, just to show you maybe side by side, so that is 3, 2, and 1. So that's going to be, differences is they now both have a dual weight located both on heel and toe, and that makes it a little bit more of a forgiving golf club. So it was a good way for us to increase the MOI, the moment of inertia on this golf club, which is basically a way to measure forgiveness.
Yeah.
It's kind of a difficult thing to do in a hybrid because there's not a lot of room. There's not a lot of space to do that. So how we integrated this new weight system, it allowed us to really improve how forgiving this type of a golf club can be. So what I'm going to have you do is walk through you showing me what your 7-iron does.
Yeah.
And we're going to see how and when this would even be implicated into your bag. Because we have to tie a very specific carry distance. We have to tie a job to this golf club.
Right.
And you have to tell me, I need this thing to carry this far, and I need it to stop on a green, which means we need good height to create a good land angle.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, we're going to go through the process to figure that out.
Great. Why 7-iron?
7-iron is a good middle spot of your bag. It really helps set the tone on how high you can hit a golf ball. What's your peak height generally that you're able to create? What type of land angle you're creating and how far it goes. So it's a good middle ground to build upon. And it really sets the story for what happens above it and what should be happening below it.
Yeah, that makes sense
That's why we typically look at that with a lot of importance.
Cool. And so these can be the same lofts, these heads, right?
Yes.
Okay, which is wild, because usually looking at them you think, you know, this is going to be a longer club, this is going to be a shorter club, but you can, it's just different head, different feel.
We offer a bunch of different lofts, but on purpose, just to help dial in how far we need it to go.
Right.
So like, if you were, for example, if you were replacing a 4-iron and you wanted to replace it with a hybrid, some people might require it to be a 21 degree. Some people might require theirs to be, like they might need their 4-iron to be a 24 degree because of the distances.
Right.
So you have to really focus on what's the loft that you need to go X amount of yards.
Cool.
All right. So let's start by having you hit a couple 7-irons.
Done.
Not a ton. How'd that feel?
Joey felt solid.
8 or 9 out of 10, would you say?
8.
8? Okay.
Yeah.
That carried, what, 171, 172?
That feels right.
Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe a little skinny?
Yeah, tiny bit. Those are both pretty normal for me. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I can catch a little better, but that's probably
I got you.
little
Like
baby
where
misses.
sometimes it's like it's a decent strike, but it's a little on the thin side.
Yeah, one groove off,
Okay.
you know?
All we need is just one to look at, because we're going to take this measurement to help tell the story on where and why a hybrid would actually make its way into your bag.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want you playing something like that if it doesn't make any sense to.
Right.
So your land angle is 46 degrees. You want to live north of 45,
Okay.
but 45 to 52 is a better window to live in. You're living in it, you're on the low end of it though,
very
right?
bottom.
So that would be something to look at in long irons, because your longest iron, what do you go
4.
to? You go to a 4?
Yep.
Do you feel like you're creating 88 feet of peak height with a 5-iron or a 4-iron?
No.
Right? So if you start seeing those peak heights starting to come down, that is that's problematic with ball flight, but that's not necessarily your fault, it's the tool's fault. That's where you need to start blending sets and incorporating
Yeah,
technology
makes
of a
sense.
hybrid to get that height so that you can still stop the ball just as fast from just farther away.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
And that's the why.
Cool.
And kind of the when as well.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense.
So this is going to help tell the story. I'm going to have you hit 1 to maybe 2 shots max with your 4-iron.
Great.
Because if you're that 7-iron, like you said, comfortably carried 172, this should comfortably cover 200 to 205.
Right.
That'd be about a 30 to 35 yard gap.
Yeah.
So let me see what this does.
Also, a quick disclaimer on video. I was told to spread divots out because there's no lack of space here. I just know comment sections are going to be like, what the hell?
Yeah. Nice divot pattern, man.
Yeah. Like, respect the course. There's that miss.
One more.
Yeah, we'll get a good one in a second.
No, yeah, you're fine. That feel pretty good?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Nice. That was great, actually.
Yeah, cool.
201 yards.
Carry.
That's right.
Total is 213. Just making sure.
Okay, so then if you were going, continuing down this train, because that was good. That was matched to the peak height of your 7-iron. Given where your 7-iron is, that 4-iron makes sense. Given if you, like, let's say you tried T100 7-iron, that increased spin a little bit more, you might actually hit it a little higher. That's going to change what this thing should do. If your 7-iron peak height goes from 88 to 100 feet, can you get this to 100 feet?
Right.
That's where it might start to become problematic.
Got it.
So you go to the hybrid, you go directly to the hybrid from the 4-iron, right? So if you, what do you play that at? 220 carry? 215?
230, hopefully.
230 in the air?
Yeah.
Do you feel like from a 4-iron that's about 200, is that 30-yard gap a problem?
Well, this should carry about 210. I think
Okay,
if I,
and
like,
that's fair.
hit it
Yeah,
well.
I got you. Yeah. Okay, and then that's where the 230, now it's only a 20-yard.
Right,
I got
yeah.
you. Okay. So let's assume you don't have that one.
Okay.
And let me try and find you something that's about 225 to 230.
Perfect.
To stay consistent with what you have.
Cool.
Grab, let's start with this guy. I'm going to start you with the GT3. I'm going to go find the shaft that I need. I'll be right back.
Great. Oh God, thank God he's gone. Is there a way to, where is he? Could I send myself irons from here to my house?
So this is GT3 hybrid
Okay.
in a 21 degree. I just want to see how far and how high it goes.
Got it.
That's pretty solid.
Yeah, felt solid. That was the little cut I want. Just picked that one.
All good. One more. Good. Okay, bring that back. So this is too much amount of loft that's going to be tied too closely to your 4-iron.
Okay.
See how that carried 206
Yep.
relative to the 201 that we left off with your 4-iron, which is fine. This is us just trying to figure out what loft needs to take place for the club above the 4-iron.
Makes sense.
Let's go to this guy. This is now GT2,
Okay.
so it's a little bit of a bigger body. It's
Same.
designed the. You're like, all right, maybe it's
Yeah,
familiar.
my
here.
guy.
It's going to be designed a little bit more so to get the ball up in the air a little faster.
Okay.
That's the initial design of it.
Cool.
Different from the GT3.
Sweet. That was the handsy one. That was low, but I liked it.
We're going a different direction.
Okay.
This is GT1. Again, just like the driver, it's designed to launch it and spin it a lot more
Got it.
with a little bit less effort. And if you're hitting this club into a green from 220 to 230 out, it's a good thing to have something that feels very easy to get up in the air.
True.
Because you're trying to stop the ball. You're just pretty far away from the green.
Yeah.
That was pretty solid.
That was solid.
That was good. 94 feet. That carried 212.
Cool.
A little skinny.
Yep.
Not worried about that.
Yeah, it's not going to kill me there.
If you were being honest with me, how does the length feel to you?
Feels a little short.
It feels a little short?
Yeah.
Here, bring that back. We're going to go back to the 2 model for a second. After this, I'm actually very curious to see you hit like a 5 wood or a 7 wood.
Yeah.
Just to see how high you can actually get something at this yardage.
Cool. Sounds good to me. Felt pretty
Not
good.
bad.
Yeah.
Maybe a touch skinny, but not bad.
Hear that? The touch skinny. Been working on it. New year, new me.
There you go. How'd that one feel?
Oh, good. I don't know if it was the longest ball, but.
It was actually. You just hit it a little bit more.
Oh, damn, it was. All right.
Yeah, that strike got the spin to come down, so it just traveled a little farther.
Yeah, cool.
The only thing that I don't like on that ball flight was, you see how your peak height was only 73 feet?
Yep.
So your land angle, right, if you're coming into a green, north of 45 is where you want to be to have a good stopping power.
Yeah.
35, 36, it's coming in really shallow. It's not stopping at that distance. So now you have to anticipate total distance,
For sure.
right?
That's that, like, you gotta land it right in front of the green and hope.
Yeah, I mean, you can play golf that way. It's just a little bit more difficult,
Yeah.
right? You gotta be able to gauge that.
Right.
This is a standard length 5 wood. So it's a GT2 18 degree. Again, that's an 18 degree as well, but this is a much bigger chassis size or head size.
Yeah.
So in a lot of ways, you can almost have 3 golf clubs in your bag that are identical loft, but because they're different sized heads, that right there is responsible for creating different jobs of that club.
Yeah.
Right? Like you can have 3 different clubs, same loft, that go very different yardages.
For sure.
Or create
Come in at different angles.
flights.
Yeah.
Exactly. Little toey.
A little toey.
Good miss.
It's a lot higher, at least initially.
Whoa.
That felt good.
So it's obviously going to come off a lot faster.
For sure.
Right? You have a lot more mass hitting that golf ball now.
What does that mean? What are you saying?
We're still talking about the club head.
Okay, cool.
238. So that's maybe giving us a sign of, okay, this is maybe too much club at the carry distance that we need.
Interesting. Okay.
So
That's
you know
total?
when you're trying to figure out what do I go with, a 5 wood or a 7 wood, you have to tie a yardage to that golf club to help determine
Right.
which one do I go with. If you said, hey, I kind of like that this is going 240, well then guess what? It's going to take a 5 wood to get there. But do you feel like that 240 number is seen less than 230, 225? You know, like this is where
Totally,
you
yeah.
start to come in and say, hey, the courses that I play,
For sure.
I don't ever see that 240
Right. Here are the
number.
couple tee shots. I need this. Yeah.
Just for the sake of figuring out how far a 7 would go,
Right.
let me have you hit that real quick.
Cool.
Because we haven't really exhausted too many swings. It's just one swing here and there.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel great.
Just to figure that out. You look like you still got a lot left in you.
Oh, yeah. A lot of stamina. Very ripped. Good hair.
That's a 7 wood. Standard length.
There's also a little bit of like reality check. Can I ever stop it on a dime with my game? I don't know. We can get as close.
With the right tools, you can.
That's why you're good at your job.
That's pretty.
Yeah, I like that shape.
Last one.
Yeah, we're getting there.
That was better.
Yeah. Maybe I cut all of it, but it's all right.
Okay, this is, let's assume you were intrigued by the idea of having a 240 club.
Yeah.
And that's going to change things a little bit for you not necessarily having a 225 to 230 club. I'm pitching it this way because does that seem problematic? You getting rid of a club that's at somewhere between 220 and 230 only to gain a club that's 235 to 240? And I'm not saying that's a problem. I'm just kind of making you aware of what's happening here.
Right.
And if it's, let's say you say, no, I don't mind that I now have a 240 club instead of a 225 to 230 club.
Yeah.
Can you hit this 240 club and make it go 225? Can you do something to manipulate it, right? Can you grip down?
Right.
Can you buy a couple of yardages with one club? That's what I'm curious
Interesting. Okay, cool.
Where it's like, okay, I now allotted myself a lot more versatility
For sure.
with this one golf
Yeah.
club.
Which would be wonderful.
That'd be great. That might solve a lot, actually.
That would.
So let's go like a stock swing.
Okay.
That was solid. Maybe a little bit of a tug, but well struck. Yep.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I think this is going to be a very often used club in your bag.
Yeah. That felt great.
Yeah, so there's your 236. So this is comfortably 235 to 240.
Yep.
Let's say it's that short par 5.
Cool.
You're obviously a lot longer with driver now, so that's actually a good point to bring up. That's going to change the
Right, the
yardages
gap
that
has
you're
gotten
used
bigger.
to having into these greens.
Yeah.
So you might be at that somewhere between 225 and 240 range on most par 5s now, right?
Yeah.
So let's
That makes
go.
sense.
Let's make this one go 225.
Great.
Good miss. That's probably going to be a little shy.
Is it?
It might be. That's better. That's faster.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you end on us understanding that 5-wood makes a lot of sense
Okay.
because it's versatile and it's going to tackle a lot of different jobs that you're going to have, but more specifically 235 to 240. I'm going to have you leave off on hitting this guy one more time. This was the GT2 hybrid.
Okay.
In the 18 degree, just to better confirm, your game is going to be better suited for a bigger head size to create the height and the speed.
Right.
So hit that one last time and then we're done. See, that's very well struck, but you can still see it's a much flatter flight,
100%.
right? It's not coming into the green the same way.
Yeah.
And that's where you start to determine, should you play a high lofted fairway wood or are you going to be well suited for a hybrid? You look at the ball flight. I think this is going to be a little too flat.
I agree.
This is higher.
Yeah,
a little
it
bit
felt
more
better.
scoreable. Yeah, that's 219, but peak height 75, land angle 37. That's not as well performed as what this is.
For
doing.
sure. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's the winner right there.
Yep. So 5-wood for the win.
Cool. Done. All right, that was fun. Joey talking me through the specs. Seems like the 5-wood
Yes.
was the solution for me.
We settled on an 18 degree fairway metal, otherwise known as a 5-wood. It was something that got us a little bit more carry distance. More importantly, it was something that you can easily hit higher.
Yep.
It won that match over the hybrid for you. The hybrid flight was good. You hit it solid. It was just a little bit flatter. So given what you're trying to do at that carry distance is hit it high and you're trying to stop the ball on a green. So that got you to that a little easier.
Cool. GT2. 5-wood. Love you.